Hello, how are you guys? It's Friday. Welcome to the show. This is quite a combination that we have here. We have the cast and crew of Back to the Window with Scott and Scott, and we have half the cast and crew of Just Parlays. It's Chris King over there, everybody, to my right, your left on the radio dial. Chris, how are you, buddy?
Well, it's been a good week for us for the most part. I mean, we've had quite a few winners this week, so hopefully we can keep that momentum going through the weekend.
Good. And Rachel, you still have a little hat hair there, buddy, as you just took off your straw hat for Bet the Farm. Because of course I wear a rug, as everybody knows, so I don't have to worry about it. You know, that was like a meme for about a week in my comment section. Everybody accusing me of wearing a toque, like this is the style I choose. So,
you mean it's not?
Fuck off. Jesus.
I thought you were the flakes guy. Like you put like the hair flakes in there.
The hair flakes? What?
Yeah. The I forgot what it's called.
I've seen the spray on shit.
Not the spray on. There's like some flakes that you could throw in then.
I'm not hip to the flakes, brother. That's
a thing.
Okay. All right.
You're not part of this the hair club for men with size pearling?
No. I had stress alopecia when I worked in California one time. Like parts of my mustache fell out, my hair fell out, and I shaved my head. And I just said fuck it, I'm shaving my head, and I did. And 8 months later, it went away. But yeah, that was. My friend said it looks like you have the mange.
But what went away? The alopecia or the stress?
The alopecia went away.
Okay.
Stress never goes away, buddy. Stress never goes away.
I mean, you're starting to look like Dilbert now.
Yeah, thanks so much. If all I need is to curl up tie, fuck off, Rachel. I don't need extra. Don't encourage him. So we're here to do NASCAR. One. We're here to talk about.
I could have said you look like Wally, but I mean, you actually have a little more hair than he does.
Thanks. Okay, fair enough.
Could be worse.
How's your height?
You'd be the pointy-haired boss.
Chris, what kind of hair are you rocking there, buddy?
The usual. I kept my military haircut.
There you go. All right. So I don't think I'm taking shit from either one of you guys about hair. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I do this on purpose because it was just easier after 4 years of going to places where people can't find them on a map.
Well, sure. You definitely want to let those 4 years dictate the rest of your life. I get that, and your style.
No, now it's just easier because that way I don't have to worry about it.
And how long ago? Just out of curiosity, how long ago were you in the military? Like 3 years ago?
99-05.
Okay, so you got out 17 years ago. Still rocking the haircut.
Yeah, but at least my hair didn't fall out because of stress.
Well, you weren't working in television. You were just over there fucking doing war shit. That pussy shit over there.
It's completely different.
I was in the real trenches, mister. I was working in television.
Yeah, you were with Larry Miller.
That's right. I worked with Larry Miller and Daniel Stern. Woo! You talk about fucking stress.
Not like saying that you worked with a guy that everybody hated on Law and Order because he killed all his wives, and then Phil Brickma for Rookie of the Year.
That is you go out there, man. You go out on the pop culture reference fucking ledge, and then you just jump.
Michael Dobson is Larry Miller's character on Law and Order.
Bum bum. Very good.
The Dick Wolf cash register sound.
Oh, I guess I'm required to say thank you for your service. So thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Speaking of,
I felt just a little bit. I felt a little bit more in danger starting in 2007. I got to admit.
When you did all the comedy stuff, did you ever work with Richard Belzer?
I've met Belzer on a couple of different occasions. I never worked with him. I've met Bells.
Everybody's funny when he was doing his talk show and tried to tell Hulk Hogan wrestling was fake, and they put him in that front face lock and dropped him on the floor like a sack of garbage. And then he sued the WWF.
See, saying wrestling is fake is a misnomer because that's why I always told my kid. I said, is everything scripted? Yeah, absolutely. Does it still take athletic ability to go to the top of the top rope, do a 1.5 somersault?
You try jumping through a table,
right? I mean, that's the thing. You can say it's scripted, but to say that shit's not really happening. I mean, obviously you're not sitting there pounding somebody in the face, or you're not stomping on their head. I mean, that part is fake, quote unquote.
But tell Mick Foley getting thrown off Hell in the Cell and then landing through the announce table was fake.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. You're still dropping 20 feet and you're still dropping through a table. That's physics. It ain't David Blaine making the Statue of Liberty disappear. Did you guys see that, by the way?
That was Blaine or that was Copperfield?
Or that was Copperfield. Sorry.
I was going to say, it's not like it's not magic like Copperfield getting Claudia Schiffer as his girlfriend.
No, that's magic.
That was more magical than making the Statue of Liberty disappear.
All right.
I saw Copperfield live. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm highly entertained by shit like that. I love close-up magic, guys that do card tricks and coins and shit. Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm avoiding the subject, but we got to talk about it. Hey, Raichel.
I'm not avoiding anything.
Hi. How'd you do last week, buddy? Did you have any good picks?
I believe I did.
Oh.
I had.
Oh, well, after further review, we found out that Kyle Busch was disqualified because he said the Bristol dirt race was stupid. So the race.
I think you were going to say he was disqualified for being a dick, but either way.
Well, that was the backup plan. But since he said the race was stupid, the race his finish doesn't count. So he
got my second winner.
Yeah, he did. He got Kyle Busch. He went off at 16-1, plus 200 to make the top 5. And it was the dumbest fucking thing ever. Scott, do you want to tell us how you cruised to victory in that? You want to recap last week's stupid dirt race?
Kyle Busch was, waiting in the wings. He knew the environment. He knew it was raining. And he knew that eventually...
He knew he was half a lap back.
Yeah, he knew Briscoe was going to make a move at some point. And he just waited in the wings. And Briscoe decided to crash into Reddick, and Busch won the race. It's called the slingshot technique in the business.
That's not at all what that's called.
I know it's not.
The slingshot effect would constitute if he was actually in the contention. Not
it was a long distance
3 miles behind.
It was a long distance slingshot.
It was a long distance slingshot.
Yeah, you sound like the guy that didn't read the book and still trying to do a book report. You've been called on unexpectedly to do a book report. By the way,
I know that's not what the slingshot is. There's not really a term for it. He was half a lap back, and the two guys crashed each other.
It's the real lucky dog, is what that is, because he wasn't even in the picture when the other guys crashed.
No,
yeah, it's called the fluke.
The fluke. So anyway,
it's called the Costanza.
All right, so we're going to turn these sour grapes into wine, as Chris and I had no such luck. We did all of our favorites finish 7th or better, so that was a good thing. And like I said, Scott had Kyle Busch to win. That was a good thing. I had Recky Stenhouse. He stayed out of trouble for the most part, but just couldn't get it going.
For the most part.
He finished 29th.
Yeah, Harvick didn't, because I think he finished 34th. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he wiped out.
I don't think Harvick finished the race.
Harvick finished 34th. I had the wrong Busch brother, of course. I had Kurt. He finished 32nd. And I had Jones. You had the other. That's right. You went the Busch. The Busch.
I went with the Busch squad.
Yeah, the Busch boys. And Kurt did not do as well. So I had the best top 10. I had the best long shot. And so yeah.
I don't even remember who I picked for a long shot because the odds were gone.
So. Harvick. You had Harvick.
Oh, was Harvick the long shot? Okay.
I
couldn't remember who it was. I had Byron in the middle.
We all missed our matchups, as Scott and I both had Briscoe over Suarez. And
that was the trade-off, because if I lost the Busch race, Briscoe would have won the matchup. So I guess that was the trade-off.
And then Chris had Byron over Bowman. That did not happen. So anyway, much like all the racers from that dirt track, we are ready to move on. And you couldn't.
I'm not. I had a great time.
I said racers, Scott.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Okay.
You said like the racers. I won. I had a good time.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh,
yeah, but so as far as let's not forget though that Raichel thinks that he's a parlay king because he live bets things at minus 700.
Oh, I love how you got annoyed by that. By the way, that was the only reason.
Are we still talking about that?
So well,
it
worked so well.
It was like fucking 6 weeks ago.
I was alive. Yeah, I live at a couple
if he's going to talk about
games.
If he's talking about Busch, might as well point out, that he jumps on things late.
So somebody needs to watch Frozen again and let it go.
I did that solely to troll you, and it's still working.
Man.
Like a couple months later, it's great.
That's the troll with legs.
Actually,
there.
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, you brought it up.
All right, so
yeah, because I got tired of listening to you talk about Busch for the last 10 minutes.
Here's the point standings after week number 9. I had 51 points for a total of 648 on the season. Chris had 56 points. He's got a total of 632 behind me by 16. Scott, trying to run away with it, he had 130 points last week. He's at 152 points up on me. As far as the money goes, it ain't even.
If I had more points than you last week, and I had more points than you going into last week, how am I behind you?
You didn't have
before you said I was ahead of you.
You didn't have
he was behind 2 weeks ago as well. He didn't compile those numbers as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot that we had the.
I sent you the things. I sent you the sheets, didn't I?
No,
I don't know if you did, but you said you you didn't have time to calculate going.
Trust me, Chris.
I don't know. You try to give yourself double points on crap that didn't happen 1 week.
So. For the year, I'm down 16 units. Chris is down 114.6. Reichel's up almost 43 units.
Yep.
So between the three of us, we're up 12 units. That's what I'm going to be using on all the promo material, by the way. The three guys are up 12 units this season. Congratulations. Make sure you tune into the show.
My back is a little sore.
What's up? Tim's going to change it up and turn right. I didn't even see that. That's funny. What'd you say, Reichel?
I said my back's a little sore.
You are definitely carrying the crew.
You're young. You'll get over it.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Let's see if we can turn that around today. We're headed to Dega. We're headed to Talladega.
I told Jim I was going to petition to call it Talladega Super Recway instead of Super Speedway.
Nice. We go from the shortest track to the longest track. I believe that's true, right?
Yep.
I know. At least the longest speedway, 2.66 miles. Some of the road courses might be longer. But. So, running the Geico 500. No night race. It's Sunday afternoon. All is right with the world. Scott, you're the winner. What have we been doing here, boys? Loser walk, or what are we doing?
I think we just change it all the time. So
all right.
I don't care.
Well, I finished last week with 5 points less than Chris. I'll start it off. I'll take the favorite. I'm going to take Brad Kazolowski at plus 1,200. He has been outstanding at this track over the last 10 years. No one has been better. He's won 6 times in 26 career starts, including when? Last season. That's right. He's had a very, very forgettable season. The one race they did run fairly well, of course, was at Daytona when they led a race-high 67 laps. Brad Kazolowski, don't let him wreck anybody, but at the speedways, he'll be just fine. I'll take him at plus 12.
If it helps you, he's not the favorite on DraftKings, and he's at plus 14.
You got him at 14?
On DraftKings,
I'll take a friendlier number.
Yeah, you said favorite. I thought you meant like out of the favorite grouping. I didn't realize you thought he was the actual.
No, I didn't. I know he's not the favorite.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's close though. It's a grouping of numbers, a grouping of drivers that are all 1,000 or worse. So,
are you surprised Hamlin's 14-1? Because I know he's been good here historically. He had the one win this season. He's been awful in every other race. Are you surprised that he's 14-1?
Yeah. To me, I'm not sure that Toyota has showed they can do anything on the speedways yet.
Yeah.
So I have zero confidence in anybody driving it.
I think it's also not only has he raced here well, he's won the last 3 poles at Talladega. So
great. We saw the race this week to we saw the bet to win the pole. So maybe we put some money there. Do you need?
Yeah, his last 4 runs, he's won the pole once or 3 times and finished second the other time. So
I feel like Blaney is a decent bet to win the pole because I feel like he wins the pole like all the time. It seems like he strives to win the pole every week.
John Cena wants to know.
Yeah, he's actually he and Bowman and Larson are all plus 600 on winning the pole.
Do you need to be dating your cousin to bet on NASCAR? No,
I don't.
You could simply be cousins with benefits. You don't have to formalize it. No reason for that. Scott, you got what do you got, Mr. Winner?
So I'm gonna go with Joey Logano at 12-1 on Fox Bet. He's won 3 races here before. He has 5 top 5 finishes in his last 9 races here. And on top of that, he's been pretty consistent. I can't say he's been close per se to winning, but he has been steady in the top 10. He kind of avoids the wrecks, which has been an issue in the past. I'm going to go with Logano because Fords have tracked pretty well here. I believe Fords have won 9 of the last 11 races at Talladega. So I kind of stacked up on Fords a little bit for my strategy. I'm going with Logano because I think he's in pretty good form.
Very nice. Chris?
I was thinking Keselowski, but since we're in the interest of being different, because we don't want to all pick the same people, I'll actually go with Blaney here. He won back-to-back races at the end of 2019 and then the first one in 2020 on this track. He had a little bit of a struggle last year, but like Scott said, he likes to win poles, and if he's at the front, that might help him out because then maybe he won't get caught up in some of the massive crashes that we tend to see at this track. Everybody knows that's why I'm petitioning to call it Talladega Super Recway. Jim and I were talking earlier about some of the wrecks that we've seen there over the years. But I think Blaney, he's had some good runs this year. He raced well at Daytona as well, and was leading down the stretch before he got knocked off by Cindric. So I'll look for him to try and come up with a win here. He's going at plus 1,000 on DraftKings. I don't know if he's any different anywhere else.
All right, very good. And let's talk about our mid-range pick. By the way, if you're new to the show, the way it works is we make 3 picks. We pick a favorite. We usually try to group it in around 8 for the top 2 groups, whatever the 8 favorites, the next 8 favorites, and then the field pretty much for the rest. But we'll pick a favorite, we'll pick a mid-range, and we'll pick a long shot. Our favorite, of course, we expect to win. Our mid-range pick, we expect to be in the top 5, and our long shots, a top 10 finish would be a victorious day for them. So, with that being said, Rochelle, who you got for your mid-range this week?
So my mid-range is kind of similar to last week. I was torn between Briscoe and some other guy, and I went with the other guy. I'm taking Tyler Reddick, the guy who got hosed last week, at 22-1 on BetMGM. He's finished 7th here in 2 of his last 3 races here, so he has had some decent success here, but he's also finished in the top 5 twice in the last 4 races in general. So Reddick has been finding his groove recently. He should have had a win last week, but still, Reddick's looked like he's had a solid car. He's a good driver. I think he's a good price at 22-1.
How many times a day do you think he got in a fight in middle school with the name Red Dick?
Not many, because him and Briscoe shook hands after Briscoe crashed him. So I think that Reddick's more of a pacifist.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that's too bad for him, isn't it?
Probably comes from getting your lunch money stolen every other day. So, Chris, who you got here?
I'm going to go with Eric Almirola. He's at plus 2,000. If you look, he's raced here and picked up 5 top 5 finishes in 24 runs. He's actually won here once, which is impressive because I don't recall him doing that. Probably because it happened back at the end of 2018. He has had a struggle his last couple runs here. He finished 15th and 26th last year, but before that, he had strung together 8 consecutive finishes of 9th or better on the track. So I'm going to take Almirola here, see if he can turn it around, hopefully have a better run than he's had with some of his other races of late. And I think he's due.
Oh, he's due. Very nice.
He got 4 top 10s this year in 9 runs, but I just figure he's due to bounce back after some of the rough runs he's had.
All right, very good. Speaking of due to bounce back, I'm going to take Bubba Wallace, everybody, the old 23 car. He hasn't been in the top 10 since week 1. Where did they run week 1? That's right, they ran at Daytona Super Speedway. They run very well at super speedways. They have 3 consecutive top 2 finishes, including Bubba breaking through for his first Cup victory last year, right at this very track, Talladega. I knew you were going to bring it up, you racist. What's the matter?
I have to bring it up. You're always worried about Bubba Wallace crashing. He had lesser laps to crash him.
3 top 2 finishes in a row. The pick is clear to me at plus 1,600. Anybody got a better price than that?
Let me see. But I'm also confused because didn't you say you hated the Toyotas on speedways, and now you're taking a Toyota?
Yeah, I know. That he was the one that was able to stay up close in the first race.
DraftKings had
he's also he's
so.
not a Gibbs car too. He's got what do you say, Chris?
DraftKings had him at 1,400, so you're actually better with where you had him.
Let me check. Yeah, let me check here to make sure the odds haven't gone down here. I don't want to.
14's the one's the best price I see as well.
I've got him at 6. I got 16 of BOL. You guys see something?
Okay. No, that's all you're gonna get. Yeah.
You got updated BOL or anything?
No, I think we'll just give you the 16-1 of BOL.
I know you guys are sitting there in your heart going, "It ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter." So, yeah, I've still got him at 16 of BOL. So there you go.
Well, I can't say he's gonna lose because that'll make me a racist, right?
You've already shown your.
He said it was range shortened. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. He didn't go the full distance, but he didn't need to.
It's like Danica Patrick picked up a win. Yeah, but it was in Japan, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even count. I mean, probably in the Japanese rain. I think the rain goes differently. So
that was in the IndyCar circuit.
I know. She never finished. She finished top 5 at Daytona. She finished like 3rd one year, 2nd or 3rd.
She might have. I don't know. She crashed a lot.
She had a good run.
No, she didn't.
What? So she had a good run at Daytona that year. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, the one time. I was gonna say she might be one of the worst like NASCAR racers of all time.
That's just simply not true. You remember because she's female. You don't remember all the guys that came up for a cup of coffee and sucked and never raced.
I just mean because of the budget that was put around her. She had a lot of opportunities for success. But I'm not getting into a Danica Patrick rant. She wasn't very good.
Or like Ricky Rudd, who raced at Talladega 59 times and never won.
Man, you must really like Tide. Chris, who you got for your long shot?
Let me double check my number here. I'm actually going to go way off the board here, and I'm going to go with.
Don't take Greg Biffle. Don't do it.
I'm not taking Greg Biffle.
The Biff. Okay. Take the Biff.
I was actually going to take Cole Custer.
Okay.
He's gone off at plus 5,000.
Wow.
And to finish in the top 10, he's plus. Let's see, where is he? Gotta find him on this stupid list. He's plus 125 to finish in the top 10. Custer's actually raced got some decent numbers here in his career. And
wait, you said top 10 was what?
Plus 125, it says on DraftKings.
I found plus 280 on FanDuel.
Okay, well, apparently DraftKings is a bunch of crackheads then.
Okay. What do you got? What's the final number?
Plus 280 on.
Yeah, he's saying plus 280, so I'll take that.
Well, that's a little better. Yeah,
that's why I was confused. I'm like, what are we looking
because the worst one that they've got on DraftKings is BJ McLeod and Biffle and Cody Ware going at plus 400 in the top.
No,
10.
I like triple check. That's 100% plus 280 on Custer.
By the way,
I believe you. I'm just saying that DraftKings, it seems like their numbers are lower.
They're robbing you blind.
I know.
They're stealing money from you. 250. I'm looking at top 5 odds. Reddick is 250. Anybody see a price on Almirola? Bubba's 175, by the way.
For
top 5, let me see what I can get.
Top 5 for Almirola.
Yeah, 250 for Almirola on DraftKings. I don't know if Richel's got it like plus 7,000 on FanDuel.
On my guy's book.
Top 5 on Reddick on BetMGM is plus 310. Almirola is plus 280.
Damn.
Yeah, that's weird because DraftKings had them both at 250.
Well, what do you got for Bubba then?
Bubba, why does that matter? He's your favorite. Is he your middle?
He's my middle.
Oh, sorry, he's plus 170. Finish top 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 175 at DraftKings.
Yeah, that's what I got, 175. Okay, so you got Custer. I will take Ty Dillon at plus 2,800. Pretty good super speedway competitor. He won the 2018 Daytona 500, and he finished third in last year's Daytona 500 as well. He's a kid that can run some speedways. They're due for some good breaks this season. Give me some Ty Dillon. Plus 2,800, and I'll see what he is as far as top 10.
Because you want to beat Ty Dillon, and you don't know why, and you don't know how.
Tie your Dillon down. Plus 225 right there for Ty, for young Master Dillon. So, all righty. Scott, bring us on home with a long shot.
So my long shot's going to be another Ford. It's going to be Michael McDowell at 38-1 on FanDuel. I already mentioned that a Ford has won 9 of the last 11 races here at Talladega, so I'm going to back another Ford. And he's actually been pretty good here in the past. He's finished top 5 in 2 of the last 5 races here. Good enough for me. You're going to give me a decent price there at 38-1 for a guy who's been pretty good on the speedways. We know he had the miracle win at Daytona, so he has won on speedways before. Give me McDowell at 38-1.
Quote Major League, I didn't know he was still racing as opposed to, I didn't know they still had a team.
That's the thing, though. McDowell, if you look at his results just over the course of the season, he actually has not been that terrible. Just to go through his performances, I know that they were on the he's finished mostly in the teens, low 20s, so he hasn't been amazing by any means. But he's been good on the speedways. I'll take a shot.
Trying to figure out, and this is absolutely right. Ty Dillon, plus 225. Michael McDowell, plus 110. And Michael McDowell has worse odds to win. So they don't think he can win, but they do think he can get in the top 10.
So where do you see those odds on McDowell?
DraftKings.
I found minus 110 for top 10 on McDowell on BetMGM, but
I'll give you the plus 110.
Plus 175.
Plus 175? All right.
Yeah, so I'm going to take whatever. The Custer one's crazy because BetMGM also has Custer like plus 120, whatever. And FanDuel just has plus 280. I don't know what the hell's happening with FanDuel.
Look for those line inefficiencies, gang. We were trying
to. So they're all over the map.
I might blindly bet that Custer one. I mean,
just out of curiosity, what's Ricky Spinhouse over there on FanDuel?
For top 10?
Yeah.
I see plus 140.
Okay, so that DraftKings had him at plus 100. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious because we always talk about Ricky Spinhouse.
That Custer differential though is alarming.
That's steep, yeah.
I would actually take a play on Custer there at top 10 just based on the value disparity, or the line disparity, I should say.
All right, as far as matchups go, I'm going to go to a pick that Chris made earlier, and I'm actually going to fade one of Scott's picks. I'm going to take Blaney over Logano at minus 115. You guys pretty much touched on all the Blaney points. He won 2 of the last 5 races there at Talladega. He has had good success at the super speedways in general. I think he gets the job done against another tough racer, but I think he can do it against Logano.
Cool.
Biff is plus 3,000. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Plus 30,000. My bad.
I was joking about Biffle, but he is actually racing this week. So he's back off vacation. He's ready to roll.
Take the Biff. All right. And Scott, what do you got?
So I'm going to go with Chris's long shot. I'm actually going to take Custer over Burton at minus 110 on DraftKings. I have no idea how this is minus 110. Custer's finished 13th or better in each of his last 2 races here. Burton has 4 career Xfinity races at Talladega. He's finished 23rd or worse in 3 of those 4. So he's awful in the Xfinity series in Dega. Custer's actually been pretty good here. Minus 110, I'll take the much better driver that's more comfortable on the surface.
Free money.
It should be like minus 160. I don't get how it's minus 110.
Is that a lock? Is that a lock, Scott?
It feels that way. I mean, do you understand that value?
No, that's a good price.
Burton and Custer have both crashed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But Burton's been awful here with minor league drivers.
Yep. Well, I guess the thought is maybe a little better team. I don't know.
I don't get it.
We'll see. Chris?
It's the stone cold lock of the century of the week.
Bring us on home, buddy.
I'm gonna borrow from Rachel, or from you actually, because you took Kazolowski. I'm gonna take him over Harvick. Like you said, Keselowski's won here 6 times. Harvick, I think, has won here once in his career, and it's tough to argue with that kind of success that Harvick has had, or that Keselowski's had at the track. And after Harvick struggled last week, and he's had a down year for the most part. I mean, he had a couple of good runs.
Hasn't been a great year. What's the odds on that, Chris?
Minus 110.
Okay, very good.
According to DraftKings. So apparently, they think that's a coin flip too. So I guess they're hoping Keselowski wrecks himself.
Well, he should check himself first.
Is it true?
He's bad for his health.
All right, kids. So here we go. We're going to wrap it up. Bring a little recap here. As always, we thank you guys for stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out our show that we do every day. Scott and I do our show at 3 p.m. Eastern. Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. And then Chris, and I guess I should say Chris and I, because it'll officially will be hosting with Chris starting this Monday.
You've been called up from the minors.
We'll be doing give me the
We're not going to manipulate your service time.
No, they had to manipulate my service time, keep me down for a couple of weeks, but I've been promoted, and I still will be with Scott, so I'll be doing back to back with Chris.
And Scott looks thrilled. I mean, just look at him right now.
He
is overjoyed.
Nothing's going to change. We just have to make our meeting time earlier, so we're going to have to figure something about that.
He's sleeping with his eyes open. That's what he's doing. The kid rolls with the punches. He really does. But
sleeping with the television on.
My favorite, Brad Kazolowski, plus 1,400. My mid-range pick, Bubba Wallace, plus 1,600. Plus 175 to finish top 5. And Ty Dillon rounds it out for me. Long shot, top 10. Hopeful at plus 2,800 to win, plus 225 to finish in the top 10. As far as the reigning current leader, Scott has Joey Logano to continue his success at plus 1,200 for his favorite. Tyler Reddick at plus 2,200, plus 310 to finish top 5. While Chris has Eric Almirola at plus 2,000 to win, plus 280 to finish in the top 5. And our long shots of the week, I've got Ty Dillon, plus 2,800, plus 225, finish top 10. And Scott has Roddy McDowell at plus 3,800.
He doesn't have Michael McDowell?
Plus 175. Wasn't Michael McDowell? I thought wasn't Michael McDowell with the Doobie Brothers?
Yeah. Well, and he also did some other stuff with Toto too, I think.
Yeah, Yam will be there, and hopefully McDowell will be too. Custer is who Chris has taken.
It won't be his last stand. Damn it.
It could be his last stand at plus 5,000. I believe the Sioux are closing in, my friend, at plus 280 to finish in the top 10 there. Our matchups, I've got Blaney over Logano. Reichel is borrowing. He's taking Custer. We're all borrowing from somebody. I'm stealing a Blaney pick. Reichel's stealing a Custer pick, and Chris is stealing the Kazolowski pick. We've got Custer over Burton and Kazolowski over Harvick. So there you go.
Well, that way we didn't have any copies this week.
No copies. Nobody making copies. Nothing.
Rich Meister.
So good luck to everybody as always. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
No, I'm expecting chaos. It's Talladega.
Okay, very good. Yep.
Hopefully we won't see it like it was in 03 when, Newman crashed on the third lap and wiped out 27 cars.
That was something, wasn't it? Newman.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. We thank everybody for stopping by. Wish you nothing but the best on all of your plays this weekend. Again, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to both of our channels, the Winners and Whiners YouTube channel and the Max Wagers Network YouTube channel. Why? Because starting Monday, Max Wagers Network YouTube channel is going to be the only place to catch the live shows. So there you go. If that's not incentive, I don't know what is. But until then, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping by. We'll do this each and every Friday as we take a look at NASCAR and do our very best to help you guys in the endless NASCAR journey to head back to the window. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.